Every single day, thousands of smart, dedicated English learners run directly into a concrete wall. You can read a complex article with zero problems. You can write professional emails. You can understand a slow, perfectly articulated English teacher on YouTube. But the moment you enter the real world, the moment you step into a business meeting, walk into an airport, or try to watch a film without subtitles, the entire language collapses into pure noise.
You catch a fragment at the beginning. You catch a noun at the end. Everything in between is a blur of high-speed sound. Your brain freezes, panic sets in, and you're forced to nod, smile, and pretend you understood, praying that nobody asks you a follow-up question.
Most people think this is a vocabulary failure. They think, if only I learned 2,000 more words, I would understand native speakers. That is entirely wrong. You don't miss words because you don't know them. You miss words that you already know backwards and forwards. You miss words like have, to, for, at, would, and them.
You know the meaning, spelling, and grammar of those words perfectly. Yet when spoken out loud by a native speaker at natural speed, your auditory processing system fails to register their presence. They vanish.
The reason is simple: your brain is conditioned to process the English of the eye, written English, while spoken English operates on a completely different acoustic system. Text is static, separated by clean white spaces between words. Spoken English is a continuous, fluid wave of compressed sound where word boundaries are systematically erased.
If your brain is waiting to hear individual words separated by micropauses, you are listening for an illusion. Today on Fam Talk, we are pulling back the curtain on the exact acoustic transformations that make English words disappear, and giving you the exact blueprint to rewire your ears permanently.
Let's start with the first structural reason words disappear: catenation, commonly known as consonant-to-vowel linking. In natural speech, if a word ends with a consonant sound and the following word begins with a vowel sound, the speaker does not stop. They push the consonant directly into the vowel of the next word.
Let's look at a basic phrase on paper. Hold on an hour. Word 1, hold, ends in t. Word 2, on, starts in o. Word 3, en, starts in ar, ends in n. Word 4, hour, starts in air.
On the page, that's for distinct words. But when a native speaker says it, they do not speak for words. The attaches to on, and then attaches to our. The result is holdu enenu.
Holdu enenu. If your brain is listening for hold, on, un, hour, it will fail. Instead, your auditory cortex hears a holden ear and anner. Your internal search engine checks its dictionary for the word anner, finds 0 matches, stalls for 1/10 of a second, and in that tiny fraction of a second, you have already missed the next 3 words the speaker said.
Consider another standard phrase: check it out. Written, check it out. Spoken, check it out. The consonant jumps the gap. The original word boundary is destroyed.
What about vowel-to-vowel linking? When a word ends with a vowel and the next word starts with a vowel, the human mouth hates stopping the airflow. It inserts an intrusive bridge sound, either a tiny U sound or a tiny E, Y sound. Take a go out. A native speaker does not say go out. The mouth slides through a U sound, a go out. Take I agree. The mouth slides through a E sound, I agree. Take 2 eggs. It becomes a 2 eggs. If you are unaware of these intrusive glide sounds, you suddenly hear words starting with W and why that don't exist on the page. You get confused because you are analyzing written grammar instead of decoding acoustic physics.
Now let's explore the opposite phenomenon, words that lose entire letters and syllables. This is elision, the deliberate deletion of sounds to maximize efficiency and speed.
Native speakers do not pronounce every letter that is written. In fact, if you pronounce every single consonant cluster cleanly, native English sounds robotic, stiff, and unnatural. Native speech is designed to take the path of least physical resistance.
The two biggest victims of elision in English are the stop consonants and. When a word ends in tord and the very next word begins with another consonant, the tnd are almost universally dropped.
Listen to these examples. Next door is never pronounced a next. Door. That vanishes completely. It is pronounced a next door. Last night it becomes a last night. Hold tight it becomes a hold tight. Just because it becomes a just because.
If you are actively listening for the crisp T at the end of next or last, you are waiting for a sound that was never physically generated by the speaker's vocal cords. You perceive it as a missing word, but in reality, it was dropped by design.
Another major category of elision involves the dropping of the initial sound in pronouns and auxiliary verbs. Words like he, him, his, her, have, has, and had almost completely lose their H when they occur in the middle of a sentence.
Let's look at a simple sentence, tell him that I have seen her. A student expects, tell him that I have seen her. A native speaker executes, tell him that I've seen.
Let's break down that exact sentence sound by sound. Tell him drops the rahan links, a tell him. That I have drops that, turns the vowel into a soft tap, and reduces have to aviv, either dive. Seen her drops the rahan links, a seen her.
When you hear tell him that I've seen her, and you've only trained your brain to look for the written words tell him that I have seen her, your brain experiences cognitive dissonance. You miss the words not because of a lack of intelligence, but because you were never taught the rules of sound deletion.
This brings us to the single most powerful concept in English phonetics, and the number one reason learners lose track of the sentence structure: stress timing and weak forms.
Languages fall generally into two categories, syllable-timed and stress-timed. Languages like Spanish, Italian, Japanese, and French are syllable-timed. Every syllable receives roughly equal time and equal energy, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
English is radically different. English is stress-timed. This means the rhythm of the sentence is determined only by the stressed syllables, while all unstressed syllables are compressed, crushed, and squeezed into whatever tiny fraction of a second remains.
In English, words are divided into two distinct groups. Group 1, content words. These carry the raw information, nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and negative contractions like can't or won't. Group 2, structure words. These are the grammatical glue, articles, a, the, prepositions, to, for, at, in, conjunctions, and, but, pronouns, you, us, and auxiliary verbs, do, have, can.
In natural speech, native speakers punch the content words with full volume, high pitch, and longer duration. Simultaneously, they drop the structure words down to their weak form, replacing their clear vowels with the most common, lazy sound in the English language, the schwa, a.
Let's demonstrate this with a side-by-side comparison. Take the preposition for. Its strong dictionary pronunciation is for, rhymes with door. Its weak form in a sentence is for, sounds like fur.
Listen to this sentence. This present is for my mother. Nobody says, this present is for my mother. They say, this present is for my mother.
Take the auxiliary verb can. Strong form can. Weak form can, kn. Sentence, I can see you. Spoken, IKNCU.
Take the conjunction e and. Strong form and. Weak form an or simpline. Sentence, a rock and roll. Spoken, a rock and roll. Sentence, a bread and butter. Spoken, a bread and butter.
If you are listening for the full dictionary pronunciation of and, can, for, to, and at, you will never hear them in real conversations. They don't exist in their strong forms unless the speaker is specifically emphasizing them for contrast.
The final phonetic mechanism is assimilation. This happens when two adjacent sounds influence each other so intensely that they merge to create a completely new sound that wasn't there before. The most common form of assimilation occurs when a word ending in toward collides with a word starting with the sound, usually the word you, or of your. Plus it transforms into the ch sound, ch. Don't you, it does not stay a don't you. It becomes, e don't you. Meet you becomes, a meet you. Can't you see it, e becomes, e can't you see it.
Plus transforms into the j sound edge. Did you does not stay did you. It becomes, did-juh or did-juh. Would you becomes, would-juh. Could you becomes, could-juh.
When you combine assimilation with elision and linking, standard phrases undergo extreme compression. Let's look at 3 classic high-speed examples. Example 1. Written, what are you doing? Spoken transformation, what are you drops the r, reduces you to ya, and turns into a watcher. Result, what you're doing. Example 2. Written, I would have told you if I had known. Spoken transformation, I would have a compresses into eidv, I'd of. Told you assimilates into a told you. If I had a compresses into if id. Result, eidv told you if id known. Example 3. Written, what did you do with it? Spoken transformation, a what did you crushes completely into a wadger or a widger. With it links into a widdit. Result, wadger do widdit.
To an untrained ear, wadger do widdit sounds like an entirely different language. But once you know the rules of assimilation and compression, the acoustic code is completely broken.
Now that you know the science behind why words disappear, the critical question is, how do you fix this inside your own brain? You cannot simply read about connected speech. You must physically train your neural pathways to decode it automatically under pressure.
To do this, throw away passive listening. Passive listening, putting a podcast on in the background while doing dishes, does not fix word loss. You need deliberate acoustic decoding.
Here is the exact 3-step auditory reconstruction protocol to practice every single day for 15 minutes.
Phase 1, the blind microtranscription. Take a 15 to 30-second audio clip of a native speaker speaking at natural speed from a movie, a podcast, or an unscripted interview. Listen to those 15 seconds 3 times with 0 subtitles. Write down every single syllable on paper. Force your brain to identify the gaps where sounds blur. Phase 2, the acoustic gap analysis. Open the verified transcript or subtitles. Take a red pen. Circle every single word you missed. Now, analyze the acoustic failure. Did you miss it because of linking? Did you miss it because of elision, a dropped T towards D? Did you miss it because of a weak form, a schwa sound? Did you miss it because of assimilation? Label the exact mechanism. When you identify the pattern, you eliminate the surprise. Phase 3, the mirror shadowing technique. Play the 15-second clip sentence by sentence and speak it out loud simultaneously with the speaker. Do not pronounce it the textbook way. Match their linking, drop their consonants, reduce their vowels to the schwa, and hit their rhythm.
Here is the biological truth of human language acquisition. Your brain cannot reliably process what your own vocal cords refuse to produce. The moment your mouth learns the physical mechanics of connected speech shortcuts, your auditory system instantly recognizes them in the speech of others.
Stop assuming native speakers are talking too fast to understand. They aren't talking too fast, they are speaking with acoustic efficiency. Once you learn to track the content peaks and decode the compressed troughs, the language slows down instantly.
The subtitles come off. The panic disappears. You stop missing words, and you start hearing English the way it was always meant to be heard.
Implement the protocol, master the acoustic code, and take total command of your English listening. That wraps up this masterclass on Fam Talk. Go practice, stay sharp, and we'll catch you in the next one.